Being a Marvel Legends collector is fun and exciting. I'm not going to pretend like it's not. It's also frustrating and disappointing and expensive all at the same time. When Gangster Dan announces that he's going to complete the Life Foundation team, because you know how we love our teams, I have over 50 teams in my collection. A lot of those are incomplete or with the wrong costume because they just love to complete their teams. I'm not even sure if they know who's in half the teams that they've started. I don't even know if they realize how many teams that they've started. But when they sit there and they go, hey, we're going to complete the Life Foundation team, and you're like, oh, sweet, this is going to be sick. I can't wait to complete that team. And then you go on Amazon, you order it, a reusable box, of course, and it is Amazon. It comes to your house, you shred the box, open it, put it on display, you go on your shelf, you pick out the other members to the team that you were just dying and waiting for the day that you could finally complete the team. You put the team together, and you're sitting there going, fuck, man. I wish these Legend guys cared more about these figures than they did their Christmas bonus. Because when you put them all together, and every member in the team is just a lazy, repainted action figure, it's a little disappointing. Let's say you get home from work, your old lady calls you up. She's working late, making that money. She's like, hey babe, I'm running late. I'm not gonna make dinner tonight. You want me to grab something on the way home? And luckily for her and you were scrolling through Instagram earlier that day, and you happen to see that the Mexican pizza was back at Taco Bell. So you don't even have to think about it. You're like, bitch. She's like, what? Do you know the pizza's back? And she's like, say no more. I'll be home in 15 minutes. And you're like, yes. Fuck yeah. Now you're excited. It's like when they announce that they're going to make something that you really have been looking forward to for a long time, like the Mexican pizza. Then she gets home and you're excited. You're like looking out the door like you got FedEx coming through or UPS or somebody with something that you ordered months ago. She rolls through and you're like, hey babe, give her a hug and a kiss real quick. Mostly you're just interested in that pizza. You run to the table. You open everything up, you lay it out, and you're looking at it. And you look at her. And you're like, what the fuck, babe? Where's the sauce? Where's the Taco Bell sauce? And she's like, fuck, I told them to give me like 20 of them. And I'm like, they're not in the bag. And you're like, what the fuck? How did you forget the sauce? Like, you're happy that she bring home Taco Bell? You're like happy? But you're disappointed all at the same time. Have you ever eaten Taco Bell without the sauce? You can get it down, but it's not easy. You can buy Marvel Legends, but with this escalated price, it kind of takes the fun out of it. There once was a day, before Jesse was a liberal bitch, when they would make these teams in box sets and complete the team. They did an X-Men box set. You went to Toys R Us, you bought it, you got it home, and you put the whole entire team on your shelf. And they even gave you a newly sculpted figure to add to the team. You're like, holy shit, this is awesome. This is awesome. Gangster Dan, take note. This is what you're supposed to do. They gave you a Young Avengers box set. You could complete the whole team. They gave you the Marvel Monsters. You could get all of them, all original sculpts. Shit used to be cool and affordable. It's still fun to collect, but it's a little disappointing. The next video I do will be my collection video. I got everything laid out, got everything organized, got everything ready to go. I'm really excited to show it to you. But until then, let's check this shit out. Alright, I'm going to squeeze all this shit into one video because I can't wait to do my Marvel collection video. I'm actually really excited to do that. So let's get through this one before we can get to that. This was the Venom 3-pack. once again, I was fairly excited to get it. I do like this Venom. This is the old Venom. Whenever I add new characters to my collection and I already have that character, I do try to get rid of something. Like, I don't want to get too many of the same character over and over. Man, this one is definitely upgraded. When you look at these two next to each other, this one has the nice forearms on it. A little bit bigger body. Yeah, definitely going to be putting this one up on Mercari. This one came with this head sculpt, which I didn't really love. I do like this one. You could put this head on here, which it didn't come with this one. It actually came with this head sculpt, which I also like, but you really can't beat this one. This is going to be my go-to. This is going to be the Venom that I use. I will show you my Venom collection here in a second. I just wanted to show you the difference between these two Venom characters. Then you have the Negative Man box set. It's a GameStop exclusive, which I thought it was pretty cool. It does come with a couple little blast effects, which is always a nice little touch. It's really nice when they actually put a hole in the end of the gun, and you can use these. I didn't use them on this one because it also came with the smoke effect. This is his goon that he actually comes with. This is the Volaverse gun. Action Force gun comes in the pack. Went ahead and put that gun on there, put that blast effect on there. That definitely looks pretty cool. It came with this machete, and then it comes with 3 of these heads, so hopefully you got some extra black suited figures in your collection for you can use all 3 of them, which is a nice touch. I really love when they do that, when they give you extra heads that you can actually use that are going to actually make new characters in your collection. I kind of feel like that's worth it. It's $50 for the 2-pack. Of course, it's just complete ripoff, but at least they give you 2 extra heads. They give you some decent accessories. This is just the old Wolverine movie action figure here. I didn't get that. I'm not getting any more of the movie shit or video game shit. Even though this is the video game, Negative Man, this is exactly what he looks like in the comic book. So why not? Fuck it. I figured I'd go ahead and pick him up. This thing, it's just another lazy repainted action figure, but it is a character that I've always wanted to add in my collection, so I do think that that's pretty cool. You have his negative flame effect. You can put this thing on his wrist, which it was nice that they actually added that. You got 1 for each side, which is also nice. Then his sword, I'm not sure whose sword that is, but I'm sure it's just reused from something else. And then you have a negative flame effect that you can put on that. The head sculpt on that is, I mean, just the paint. God, that looks so good, man. It just really looks like Negative Man. Like, definitely digging that. Then these are the other 2 head sculpts. This is the Nick Fury movie suited body. This thing was on clearance, man. They were like, I don't know, $11-12 or something. So I went ahead and got a couple extra of these. You change out the hands. You put some white hands on it so you can see that the neck is black, but it's pretty hard to see. Like when that's on the shelf, it kind of just looks like a shadow. So that works because these were like the cheapest black suited body that I could find. I actually got these things a while ago. So it's nice to be able to add all 3 goons to your collection. It also came with this gun, put the smoke effect in there, and it came with this gun. I put the smoke effect in there also. Let's get him out of here. And then you have the star of the show, the Future Foundation. You got Riot here, which and here they all as a team. So when you see this shit and you just start to look at it and you're like, yeah, everything's just it's just like a bunch of colors. Could you imagine how nice it would be if everything was like sculpted, or at least a couple of them? Like she should have like spurs and spikes and shit on her. She doesn't. Just a super clean body mold on this doesn't work. Yeah, I'm glad to have this thing in my collection. You put the head on there, which is weird that you actually have to put the head on it. The head is extremely difficult to get on here. I'm thinking that's why they packaged it separate, because they're like, screw it, we don't want to break it, we'll let you break it. It was really hard to get on here. It's really stiff to move. It feels like it's going to break, but I got it on there. It works, so who cares? It does look pretty good, other than it just being a repaint. The head sculpt is decent. The teeth and eyes are actually like sculpted in. The hair, they put a little bit of paint on it, not too much. Then you have Riot. He does come with this extra knife hand. You take this hand off. This thing on mine just barely clips on. Like if you rotate it around, it falls off real easy. I can kind of, it's actually staying on pretty good right now. Maybe I got it worked in there. So I guess that's good. Clearly just another repaint. I'll pull out some comparisons here in a second. But this is kind of what he looks like. I know a lot of people were saying that they wish that he was more gray. Well, they did him blue, they did him gray. It's kind of take your pick. The look that they were going for was kind of like the more modern Future Foundation. So I kind of am glad that they went with the blue one because the colors on all the other ones kind of really matched. That's the rest of the team. Let me pull out a couple comparisons. All right, so for comparison, I pulled out the old Riot action figure. We got this thing like way back in like 97. This is when they were like trying to transition between 5-inch figures and 6-inch figures, and they had no direction on where they wanted to go. Then they gave us an old school Venom line, which was actually really cool at the time. Now it's kind of dated, but at least back then you used to get original sculpts. I don't really think that looks anything like Riot. I couldn't even find a picture that looked like Riot like back then, so I don't know where that came from. Maybe it looked like that at one time like 20 years ago, but I don't remember him ever looking like that. And then on this, all right, guys, you've used the body 4 times. I think you guys got your money's worth. I think you can retire it. I think it's time to move on and like get a new body for this. On Toxin, at least they gave you like a new accessory that could plug in his back. So bravo for that. On these other 3, this is the shit that pisses me off a little bit. Let me turn all these guys around. You gave us the same shitty effect on the back of every single one of these. That's the shit that's lame. Like, this is Riot. You couldn't have some plug-in bullshit. You couldn't have at least did some new plug-in shit. Like, you got to give us the same exact shit that you used before. That really sucks. All right, let me get these Venoms in my Venom collection, and then we'll wrap this shit up. All right, so I got Negative Man down here with his goons. This is kind of little sneak peek how the collection is going. I got all the teams down here on the bottom. Try to do like the heroes on the middle and the villains on the top. Didn't really work out everywhere, but I think the display came together pretty good. And down here for the Venom collection, starts right down here, which I'll show you all this in the collection video. I just figured we did get that Venom figure. Back there on the back, you got the Select Venom. I think that's a must. The She-Venom, that's a must. That's the one on the Knoll 2-pack. Probably going to get rid of him. The Marvel Select Agent Venom back there. The Clear Venom, that's the must. Couldn't get rid of that one. The Select one with all the multiple heads, that's the one that we just got. I'm going to get rid of that one. So I'm probably going to get rid of that Venom. And then the 2-pack Venom. Then down here you have the Scorpion Venom. That's a must. Space Venom, Monster Venom. And then the old 97. Not real sure what Venom that is, but I love him. That's it. Like always, guys, thanks for watching, and let's go, Brandon.